We're back again. Organic Dope, MMA Chat 4. Bill Schumer, Rob Holloman, Dan Littlefield.
Anderson Silva, you still suck and you cheat.
How about that fight?
Pretty much
right
how
off
I
the
saw
bat.
it.
Greased, he held on to his shorts.
Greased.
He won, but he held on to He didn't want to lose. He did not want to lose that fight more than anything, so he had to go in and cheat.
Yeah, he was
Of course
fighting
he doesn't
dirty,
want
that's
to lose.
for sure.
Well, I mean, no one wants to lose, but you're gonna cheat.
If he was fighting dirty, he would have kneed him straight in the face. Knocked all his fucking teeth out and got disqualified. If he wanted to hit him in the face, he knees him in the face.
He didn't knee him in the face because he didn't want to get disqualified.
Well, no, because he can knee him in the chest and
I think Steven
knock him down with a weak
Seagal,
punch.
he taught him some pants-grabbing
yeah,
techniques.
Yeah, something. Because he grabbed
Young
the
man, it happens. He was looking for the fence earlier, and I think he would have grabbed it if he could have reached it. But
and what we count? 28 total seconds. You said he held the shorts.
it was 18 for that third time. Maybe total. Well,
It's some ancient Aikido techniques there.
Yeah, whatever.
Holding the shorts and punching
helps,
somebody
man.
in the face.
It helped.
It helps, and that's
The ref didn't see it on the one time. Like even Sonnen said afterwards, shit happens, man. Like,
Yeah, Sonnen was real
good thing for him
gracious.
to
he
get
was
away with
gracious,
it.
but he's not gonna.
Sonnen's pretty much done it at middleweight, I have to think.
He's
Who
the
can
number
it-
2 guy, but yeah,
who can
what's
he
the point?
fight?
Does
I
he want to
mean-
be gatekeeper?
I mean, if he fights anybody, it's not. He has to be in only big fights from now on. Who can they put him up against the middleweights? That's a big fight.
You know what I'd like to see is him versus Vitor at either a catch weight or at 205.
Yeah,
We talked about the other day. I'd like to see that.
Vitor says he doesn't want to cut weight too much longer because he's getting old, and if he doesn't get Anderson, what's the point? They've talked shit. Why not 205?
You know who else would be a good fight for him that he's been talking a lot of shit against? Rich Franklin.
Yeah, just
He's
a
been
math
talking
teacher,
about just a
right?
math teacher for a
Yeah,
long
he
time.
has said that he beat him, but just a math teacher.
They could do that at catch weight too, because Franklin's not
Franklin
sure
just
which
did a
way he
catch
wants to
weight
He's
go.
undefeated at catch weights. No, he lost to Vitor. Yeah, he lost to Vitor at catch weight.
Did he? Was that a decision?
Yeah, he got
too?
knocked out in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. But he is the king of fighting at catch weights.
Yeah,
I'll agree with
well,
that.
he doesn't know which way to go. I mean, either one would be good. He's
Yeah.
calling out John Jones, but he needs a fight.
Rich Franklin?
Chael Sonnen.
Oh, Chael Sonnen.
He said he wanted the title. He was like, John Jones? He was like, yeah.
Well, you never know. I mean, they gave Dan Henderson.
I know.
No, he
But
fought
they've
Shogun.
got,
He fought
he's
Shogun.
probably got to do one fight at 205.
Yeah, but he's going to get whooped by John Jones. Get real.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can take him down, that's
Get
another
real.
thing.
I think Dan Henderson's got a better fight chance.
I mean, if Dan Henderson can take him to
Yeah,
the
did you
ground
see
and have a
the
chance,
odds on
then-
that fight? Jesus Christ. It's 6-7 to 1 maybe or some shit. It's
I don't think Dan
It's
Henderson
over
has
plus
a chance.
600. I know that. It's huge. Bigger than any Anderson Silva fight I've seen. Maybe one of them was 700. Maybe
Yeah.
Talis Ladies or something.
Who's going to fight?
That was a
Who's going
terrible
to fight Jones after he beats Dan Henderson, though? Holy shit.
Chael Sonnen.
Like I said, maybe
Throw
that
him out
Glover
there.
Teixeira, if he stomps Rampage,
Yeah.
you know, that's a big fight for him.
I would agree. Teixeira looks good.
It's
He's
kind of a
strong.
weird situation though with Glover Teixeira, the way he turned, where Shogun turned down the fight with him, but Rampage is going to fight him. It makes it look weird. I mean, I understand why Shogun turned it down, but
Because of the
it
risk.
just doesn't look good. You know, I mean,
I
Man,
don't
he's a
think it
tough
looks good either.
motherfucker too, you know.
but he's only beat one guy in the UFC, Kyle Kingsbury, right?
Glover, yeah, he's as far as I know.
I mean,
But look at he's
Kyle Kingsbury. What didn't he go like 3 rounds with Stephen Bonner or something?
yeah, he's not top of the
And I
food
mean,
chain.
Stephen Bonner, you know, I mean, he's at the end of his career basically. I mean, he said he might retire. So I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, Forrest is.
I mean, why should everybody
he's
be
close.
afraid to fight Glover Teixeira? I understand the reasoning, but I mean, I just don't know. I wish more people would just, you know, take the fights that they offer them. You know.
Yeah, whoever
I'm
it
gonna
is.
have to real quickly step in and say that belt looks beautiful on your shoulder. there,
Oh
bud.
yeah, thanks.
I'm glad that you put it in the
He's
in
the
the shot
champ.
there. He is the champ.
Yeah,
He's
from
supposed to be,
behind.
too.
Coming from behind, from last place to first place. I went 15-3 in the last 3 cards. That's pretty good.
Give it up to you, Rob. Good
Yeah,
job, buddy.
You are
For
the
real.
man. You
over
are the
there.
man. Speaking
Champion
of
for
Griffin,
now.
you said something. What about him running out of the ring?
That was
That
weird.
was strange. Huh?
Thinking he lost,
He
and then
thought he
grabbing the
lost.
mic from Rogan. Boy, Dana White was pissed.
He
man.
had more volume, but he really, you know, he got knocked for a loop several times. in
Yeah,
that
he got
fight.
dropped 3 times, I think.
That was the best fight on the card, I thought. I mean,
It was a
it
really-
one fight of the
I
night.
think they both looked old.
They did look old, but I mean, it was still a good fight.
I thought it was a good fight, but I do feel that Forrest Griffin, if he fights anyone that's worth a shit,
should
I don't
fight
think
Stephen
Ortiz is
Bonner
worth
again.
a shit anymore. I just think that
Ortiz
He's
has
gonna get
been
killed. I mean, who else? Who is Forrest Griffin going to fight now and compete against?
Stephen Bonner.
If he looked like, and
They don't want to give that fight either.
I don't know why.
He was trying to get the
because it'd be a
coaching
boring
job.
fight. It'd be another boring fight because neither one of those.
Let him fight Chael Sonnen. They fought before.
Did you hear him at the press conference when Griffin said he had a few more fights in him? He goes, "I'm not calling out John Jones though." And then Dana White said, "Well, maybe we'll give him Cody McKenzie."
I saw that. Yeah.
Cody McKenzie got worked, you know. And it was like
Cody
basically,
McKenzie.
I think it was White being pissed, basically saying, "Dude, you're a pussy. You're like, you know what I mean? If you're supposed to be wanting to fight for the belt, he's sitting here saying, I don't want to fight John Jones because you know you're gonna get your ass whooped."
Yeah, maybe they haven't. Has Gustafsson got another fight yet?
That'd be a good fight for him, right?
Mm-hmm. Gustafsson's got to take a step up.
Gustafsson and who?
Forrest Griffin.
Forrest Griffin.
Gustafsson's got to take a step
Yeah,
up.
he's got. He needs that jump, and why not a guy like that? You know, Griffin might not want to take that, but he would.
Bonner
Griffin
was
really that high of a jump anymore?
I don't know.
Do you?
Yeah,
do
it's
you
still a
look
big
at-
name. Yeah, you'd
It's
still.
a
no, because
name,
look at the
but-
wins he's got. He beat
It's at
Shogun
least
still.
co-main.
He
Yeah,
beat
but
Rampage.
Years
He's got
ago.
those wins.
It's at least co-main
Years
event.
ago.
Man, years ago, not that many years ago.
At least 2 or 3.
It's at
That
least
hasn't been
co-main
that bad.
event. Anytime he's
I
on
mean,
the
he was
card.
just out for 18 months, right?
I don't think it was that long, was it?
Wasn't it? Wasn't Forrest Griffin out for like 18 months just
I don't
off his
know.
last time?
It was a while, but he's fought some guys. You know, he fought Anderson Silva.
I agree.
Even though it was
but
a highlight reel,
exactly.
he did it.
That's what I'm saying. I love Forrest Griffin. He's great. He's one of my favorite fighters. When
He's
he
still
won the
up
belt.
there. He's just getting old.
I don't.
You could do a
think he's up
Franklin
there
rematch,
anymore.
maybe. Franklin's getting old too.
Yeah,
But he looked really good.
Franklin looked really
Franklin
good
says he
against-
wants another shot at middleweight title.
He looked really good. Why not go out? I'd give him one more shot
Why
on his
not?
retirement fight.
I
Get his
would
ass
too.
whooped again.
You think Franklin should fight
Hey, why
Silva
not?
again?
Why, it
Why
could be.
not?
It could be both their retirement fights, like 2 years down the road or something.
Hmm.
Give him 2 more. If Franklin can beat everybody down there, let Franklin fight Sonnen. You know, hit 185
That would
and
be a good
fucking.
If he beats
and if he
Sonnen,
beats him, then
then
definitely
They
give him a
have
shot.
that would be
agree
a
with
main
that
event
one.
fight because
All
Sonnen's
the
got to
talk.
fight.
Dana White.
Sonnen's
tune
got to
in.
fight a main
Listen to what
eventer.
we just said
Right.
here.
Sonnen's
Chael
got to fight a main
Sonnen.
eventer. You can't put Sonnen up against somebody that's not main event anymore because he draws too much. I mean,
But Franklin, he just came off a main event. Wasn't he just a main eventer?
oh yeah, he's a main event,
That's what
but
I'm
you
saying.
can't put Sonnen up against
Franklin?
Alan Belcher.
No.
You know, I mean, as the main event, it doesn't
Right.
make
No.
any sense. You know,
I agree. I think it should be him and
or you know, I mean, even the Mark Munoz fight doesn't make sense as much anymore. As much as Sonnen's drawing, you got to put him up against someone big. I mean,
Franklin or Vitor.
he's as big of a draw. No, he's a bigger draw than Rashad Evans.
plus like we
So, I
said,
mean, you gotta-
plus they could do the catch weight.
Yeah, they could do catchweight with both those guys
Both
if
those
they
two
wanted.
guys.
If Sonnen wanted to work his way up and go to 205, why not? You know,
Fight at 190.
both of those
195.
guys, they were calling them out. And I don't see why not. I mean, Rampage and Chael would be better. I think.
Rampage talked shit on Chael.
I think
just
Rampage would
recently.
fuck him up. Honestly,
Rampage hasn't been very good about takedown defense recently.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
yeah,
know.
would you
That's-
really see Chael holding him down?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, if he could
I
mount
don't see
Anderson
it.
Silva, he could take him
I
down.
see Chael taking the punches and getting beat up.
But
I doubt
Chael
it
can
happens
take-
though. This should be
This
Rampage's last fight.
fight, yeah.
And who's
And
he
it-
fighting?
But if he
He's
wins,
fighting
you
Glover
never know.
Teixeira,
He changes his mind every other day.
which is kind of the fight he won because Glover Teixeira's a stand-up fighter. So
Yeah, he wanted somebody who wasn't going to take him down.
yeah, so.
It could surprise him though. Get rocked a couple times.
It'd be
and do it
funny
anyway.
if like they go in the fight and Rampage tries to take him down.
Yeah, it's a
instantly.
wrestling fight.
That'd be
Would
funny.
be crazy. Who else is going to fight Anderson Silva now?
Holy cow!
What do
Everybody.
you think
and their
about
brother.
Weidman calling him out?
I think Weidman, out of the middleweights,
I didn't see Weidman's last fight.
Weidman
You
might
said
have the best chance of anybody of beating him.
Chael Sonnen called him out as the best guy to fight him.
He
Personally, I say Bisping's the #1 contender, and there's no disputing that.
Bisping
Yeah.
deserves a title shot. I agree.
he does.
He's done enough. He's paid his dues.
Yeah,
he
who's he
deserves
lose
a title
to? The
shot.
guys he's fought and beat,
And
and he
he-
keeps winning.
I don't think
even
he
if
lost.
he doesn't.
I really
yeah, it was
don't
a real
think he
close
lost
fight.
at Chael Sonnen either. I think he won that fight, and I've said that
It was a
before.
real close fight, and
It
I really
was.
want to see it because that's a highlight reel for Anderson too. Bisping has no chance.
Yeah, I agree. But I think Weidman
We'll
probably
let
has the
Bisping
best
get in there and
chance.
see how he can fare.
Yeah, it'd just be like
I mean,
practice for.
Weidman took down Munoz like he didn't even know how to wrestle.
Yeah, just dropped him twice, easy, held him, controlled him, beat his ass, and knocked him clean the
I'll
fuck
tell
out.
you
with
what,
inside
though,
elbow.
that was a late stoppage.
Yeah, what would he take? 14
oh my
shots
God.
to the face.
I mean, it
Which
looked
fight?
like the video game. Like he's hitting him, and the blood just keeps piling up underneath.
fight
his
was
Yeah,
that?
and it was definitely worse in slow motion. 'cause it
What
just
fight
went-
was that? I'm fixing
Munoz versus Weidman on Fuel.
I'm have to look it up.
God.
That bad, huh?
It was brutal. I mean, he was out before he hit the ground.
Yeah, and then probably took eight more after he was out and shouldn't have. And there was probably shots before that he took.
It was brutal.
And they were big ones, yeah.
It was brutal. I mean, they should have stopped it. But Weidman came off, and I can see why he's respectfully calling out Anderson Silva.
Yeah, he said he wanted it, but let's be real. There ain't no fucking way he ain't ready for Anderson Silva, man. Just because he beat Mark Munoz, and they're saying, oh, Munoz was next in line, who really gave Munoz a shot?
Well, they said he trained with Anderson, so, I mean, that gives him a little more of an edge, I would think.
Whoop-de-doo, he trained some wrestling, man. He is not going to take
Anderson
Anderson
just grab his
down.
shorts and hold on to him and punch him in the face.
Yeah, Munoz got the good
Okay,
and they're saying, he could
pussy.
take him down and throw those bombs, but I've never seen Munoz's wrestling really look like he's as good as they always talk about.
Well, let's talk about the people that we got to disqualify Munoz as a contender at this point.
Yeah.
The people that say they want Anderson Silva right now, we can't really count Munoz. You got basically Rich Franklin wanting a shot again at middleweight. He didn't say specifically Anderson Silva, but he said he wanted another run at the title. You got Vitor saying that if he had another shot, he could beat Anderson Silva. You got Hector Lombard, which Hector hasn't said, I don't think, but the UFC is touting him.
Yeah,
as
but if
like,
he comes out and has a good showing,
yeah.
you got to give him a shot just because of the record, man.
Right.
Anybody with 32 wins.
But they keep talking him up.
34.
Is it 34?
34 and 2.
Right, but they keep talking him up like he's the next contender. You got Weidman, who wants Anderson Silva. You got Bisping, who feels slighted, which he should feel slighted.
Has he ever had a title fight? I mean,
Who's he up against?
Who?
Bisping, or has he not got a fight?
He's hurt right now. He's just hurt himself. He
Did
was
they
supposed
sign
to
that with
fight.
Stan?
He was supposed to fight Stan, but he hurt his knee or something. It's been Stan's fighting somebody else.
Might
now.
work out timing wise. They give it to Bisping anyway. Then
Yeah, maybe. But
give some time off to Anderson.
and then,
give him a fight.
has Bisping
Rashad
ever had
Evans-
a title fight at all?
No,
Rashad Evans said
Man.
he would go down to 185 to fight Anderson Silva.
he's 50-50 on that. I heard he's not
Oh,
sure.
really?
Yeah, the coach said no. He said he's 50-50. I like that fight. I think Rashad gets whooped, but he's got the wrestling. He's got that style.
And then there's the impossible one, Luke Rockhold, who said he'd like to fight Anderson Silva after defending his title for the second time.
I remember him
Strikeforce.
saying that he thought that him and Kennedy could both beat everybody but the top two guys or something in the division. Like, walk through them. And I'm like, that dude just done lost his fucking mind.
I actually think Luke Rockhold could contend with a lot of the guys.
But just walk through everybody but the top three. That he's never fought in the UFC. He's talking that kind of shit. He's crazy.
Kennedy's a real good wrestler, and I don't think he got took down maybe twice in that fight, and nothing happened. Basically, Kennedy wasn't able to do anything.
Anderson Silva would wipe his ass with Rockhold. It would be nasty.
But as far as contenders go, that's who the people are.
Somebody who one of the
Rockhold
guys
can't get out of Strikeforce right now. So
one of the
that's
guys from
impossible.
Strikeforce, the big guys, had said something about wanting to do champion versus champion and unifying the titles. And how are you going to unify the minor leagues with the major leagues, man? It's Strikeforce. Any of them that think that, oh, they're the champ, they should get a first title shot right away in UFC is ridiculous, man. There's people in the UFC that fight the best every time, you know?
Well,
those people deserve it more than somebody that's fighting a bunch of minor leaguers and then turn around and then come in and say, oh, I'm the best.
I totally get what you're saying, but they brought Dan Henderson from.
It's Henderson, though. Henderson had a
he's
record.
different,
He was
man.
established. He was. He took
Henderson's
Strikeforce.
different.
He didn't get cut from UFC. He chose Strikeforce because he made more money.
But they brought Nick Diaz as the champion in the Strikeforce.
Once
Diaz
again,
he was in the UFC. He was
in the
established
UFC
too.
before.
But
But
you're
he was-
talking about guys that never fought in the UFC.
But he lost in the UFC. He lost to Diego
But he
Sanchez.
had one also.
yeah, he had
He
lost.
lost
three
to
fights.
Joe Riggs.
Yeah, but those were losses. Again, that
I
were
mean, he's
decision
better.
losses
He's
that
better
were
now, I
where he
think.
was out wrestled.
He's a better fighter.
Did he really get his ass kicked in those fights? No. I still think that's a different story with those guys.
I did too. I mean, I
Jake
agree.
Shields.
And look how he's fared.
It wasn't Jake Shields.
I agree, but they
Jake
gave him a
Shields,
fight right away.
It wasn't Jake Shields in the UFC in like.
No, he didn't. He had to
Way
fight
long.
Campman first.
That's true.
He barely beat him, and then they still didn't give him
But
a
Jake
title
Shields
fight, did
fought
they?
in the
Or they
UFC
did
like
fight.
10 years ago.
Well, Dan
GSP.
Henderson had to fight Shogun first too. So I mean,
They gave Dan Henderson 2 title shots in a row. They went as soon as he lost to Rampage, he fought Anderson Silva.
yeah,
But that's Dan Henderson. He had the title over there.
he's a
and,
legend. I mean,
and having a title in Pride though, and having a title in Strikeforce to me is a totally different story.
yeah,
Pride was before the UFC even, or around the same time, and were established.
it was pre-Zuffa UFC.
Yeah, but Strikeforce is the minor leagues, however you look at it.
I believe in
And
Chael
Chael
Sonnen's
Sonnen.
philosophy of pride.
Well, I mean,
That shit wouldn't fit.
I mean,
they're crazy.
Let's talk about Nate Marquardt. He just won the Strikeforce welterweight title in devastating fashion.
Did he pass the drug test?
I have no fucking idea. Honestly.
That's the real question, isn't it?
He's at He moved down to 170.
He said he feels like he's the best in the world too.
I mean, he might be at 170. He looked awesome.
He
did get rocked one time, but everybody pretty much considered him like top 5 in middleweight in UFC.
He's been
at 185. No one really ever thought that he was.
Yeah, he's good.
Knocking out Damian Maia in like 30 seconds and stuff. I mean,
yeah, that was nasty too.
Losing barely by decision to Chael Sonnen. In a real close fight.
No, he's definitely good, and he's UFC caliber.
Did he beat
cut because
Okami?
he was juicing.
Yeah, he got cut because he was juicing. But I mean, that
wasn't it something else too on top of that. There was a couple of things that got him cut. I
think it was the second time juicing though, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had already got popped, and it was another way he acted. You know how Dana White is when he said it. He made up some bullshit probably.
But I mean, he's the champ now. He came in and knocked out Tyrone Woodley, who was undefeated from St. Louis.
Right, and he's just a wrestler.
Yeah, boring. Yeah. This is the only fight that I thought was exciting for him. I mean, all the rest of the fights I've saw of his were boring.
But see, that's a big step up in competition for that guy because he's a Strikeforce guy, and that's for the title. And you're talking about guys that.
But it was a great knockout.
Okay, Marquardt was one of the best. Fought for the title in the UFC. Right. Has been up there. Fought big guys. Even cut weight. Dropped down a weight class. Mm-hmm. And now he looks like the shit because he beat a Strikeforce guy that's never fought in the UFC. You know, it's like saying, okay.
But I'm just saying, if he was at 170 in the UFC,
Ozzie Smith doesn't hit a lot of home runs, you know. But if Ozzie Smith is batting against me pitching, maybe Ozzie Smith hits a lot of home runs.
Right.
Oh, is he the best now because I'm pitching? No, he's taking lob pitches and he's hitting them out of the park.
I'm just saying that if he was top 5 in the UFC, and now he's the champion in Strikeforce, he probably could contend against the top 5 welterweights in the UFC. I think he could fight Condit. I think he could fight GSP.
Yeah,
I think
it'd be good to have him back. Maybe he can get back in.
Well, they said if he defends the title in Strikeforce, he might get another chance. But I also
depends
heard
on what terms he's on with Dana White, probably.
I've also heard something about like the Strikeforce guys can't get out until their contracts are done now.
To the showtime. Yeah, I believe it.
Hey, they shouldn't have signed him. They knew it was the B leagues.
I mean, Gilbert Melendez has been wanting to get out of Strikeforce forever, and he can't get out.
And now he got I think he lost his last fight, and now he looks like.
You know what I'd like to see him do with Strikeforce?
I think he's overrated.
Probably is. I mean, you beat up on a bunch of minor leaguers, and then once you get here, finally, you end up getting your ass whooped. And
he seems a little too wild and sloppy.
Well, he looked like he lost that last fight to me.
I agree.
I think so too. But I think that's where most of my opinion comes from. Or like, dude, that dude is not the best in the world, or what they're saying.
You know where I'd like to see Strikeforce become? I'd like to see it become just the women's fight, because those fights usually are really good. I hate to say it, but they usually are.
Could go that way.
Yeah, you never know.
They already cut out some divisions. You said.
Watch one.
I heard they eliminated
Rousey whip some ass all day
light heavyweight, and after what's his face? Daniel Cormier fights his last fight. That'll be the end of heavyweight.
Cormier, I still want him against Jones.
They said that they know who he's going to fight in September, but they won't announce it yet. So it makes me think they haven't signed the fight yet.
I would like to see that with Jones.
Yeah,
is Cormier done with?
I heard Cormier had a lot of trouble fighting at wrestling at 205 or around. Yeah,
he had a real bad weight cut somewhere and got hospitalized or some shit. But
he's a big guy.
Get over it. Get Mike Dolce and let's fucking make it happen. You know,
he's a big guy. He has a problem getting the 205. Is that what it is?
He had some issue when he dropped to 205 in wrestling where he got fucked up from it.
Well, we kind of got off the subject, but who's you said Bisping?
I think Bisping's number one.
You think he should get the title shot against?
So has Bisping been in the UFC the longest and not had a title fight ever?
He's got a bunch of fights. 11
he's
maybe
been
or
here.
something?
He's been here a long time, and
he's got big fights. And what has he got? A draw against Rashad, or did he lose a real close decision?
He might have a draw.
I know he got knocked the fuck out by Dan Henderson.
He lost to he lost to Vanderlei, but a lot of people think he lost or he won that fight too.
Henderson knocked him the fuck out. Nobody else finished him, did they?
Not that I can recall.
And he took some big shots and didn't get knocked out against somebody after Henderson, where I thought, oh yeah, he could.
Like, he's going night.
Yeah, he's Chuck Liddell, you know. He's concussed too much, but he seemed all right, and he looked really good against Chael, I think.
Yeah.
Or Chael didn't look good.
I thought Chael thought it threw him off with the change in the fight.
With the what?
The change in the fight. Supposed to be Mark Munoz to fight Michael Bisping. I think you train for one guy and he can throw you off, and it's a completely different style fighter.
But Chael's not going to fight no different, so what's it matter? He's going to run in, take him down, lay on him, and hammer fist him from guard the entire fight, right? Or try to. Boring.
Who do you think should be the middleweight contender?
Bisping.
Really?
Probably just time. It's time. Like I said, it's been so long. I mean, he's never had a title fight, and he did look good against Chael Sonnen, and
Vitor called him out too, Bisping, so that'd be a good fight for him.
I'd say you give Bisping to Anderson Silva, let Chael Sonnen fight Franklin, and then if Franklin beats him, give him Anderson Silva.
I could see Bisping Vitor
as a retirement fight for the both of them.
Because if Vitor could get through Bisping, who did that good against Chael, sure he could get another shot, I guess. They gave Chael one. He got finished.
I actually think that Weidman should be the next contender.
I just think he's too young. Chance. I think they're fucking up if they put him in this early.
You may be right, but I think he has the best chance out of all the people we named off. I mean, we don't know.
But wouldn't he have a better chance next year?
Maybe.
When he's getting better, Anderson's getting older.
I mean, we don't know about for them. We don't know about Hector Lombard yet, but it'll be soon found out. So, some will be found out about him.
Yeah, should be good. See if he's overrated or not.
Yeah.
Carwin Nelson on tough.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good fight if they end up fighting each other, but the last few times the tough coaches haven't ended up fighting, because of something or another, injuries or whatnot.
Carwin hasn't fought in a while, though. He should be ready to go.
Healthy.
Nelson doesn't pull out.
He's coming from back surgery, isn't he?
Yeah.
Nelson will probably fight on 2 days' notice. He doesn't really give a shit. I've never even seen him train.
One of the toughest chins versus one of the hardest hitters. So.
Yeah. But then again, he beat the fuck out of Lesnar for an entire round and didn't finish him, and it doesn't seem like it's too hard to finish Lesnar.
Well, nobody KO'd Lesnar.
Yeah, nobody knocked him out.
I would say it was a KO by overeem.
And it was by body punch.
Liver kick? Yeah. No, he kicked him in the fucking gut and dropped him. He was done.
Yeah, but it knocked him out, though.
Might as well have.
I mean, but it still knocked him physically out.
I think he was knocked the fuck up.
He collapsed, for sure.
Yeah, he was done and was almost waving him off. Like fucking.
He collapsed because he kicked him in his rib in that one spot like 100 times. Punched him in it like 100 times.
He didn't do no wrestling in that fight. That was ridiculous. He should have ran in and taken him down. That was his only chance. That's what I figured would have happened.
I know.
No, he's going to sit there and kickbox with the dude.
Yeah, fucking dipshit. Doesn't make any sense to me either.
I hope he's not watching this. That's a big motherfucker.
Yeah, he's probably making more money in the WWE now. So.
Oh yeah, he's back there again.
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
He'll make money no matter what.
Have you seen him much?
He don't need no more anyway.
Do you watch wrestling as much anymore? Or?
Not as much, but I haven't seen him for a while.
I wonder what he's up to then.
He lost the only fight I know he fought. He fought. Who cares?
It's wrestling.
Who cares?
I loved wrestling. All I know is the Undertaker won at last WrestleMania to prove to 11-0 against Triple H. I tune in every year. Every year, I don't watch it, but I tune into the stats of who won WrestleMania. If the
Undertaker's like 50 years old or something.
Oh yeah, dude, he's been in. I've watched wrestling since I was can remember, 6 years old, and I'm 30, and he's still out there wrestling. I mean,
I wish there was MMA when I was 6 because I hated wrestling because it was fake.
Yeah,
I couldn't stand it. I was like, if it was real, I'd be down for it, but you couldn't watch college wrestling on TV and shit. If they would have had MMA, even as a kid, I would have loved it. But nope.
As soon as MMA came around, I've been a fan ever since. I've been an MMA fan for 12 years now.
It works.
But I watched.
You're number 3.
Let's see. I watched
number 3.
I think I watched the first few UFCs.
From first to last.
First to last.
Then I didn't watch it for
middle
a while.
to middle.
And I think I came back watching it when Tito fought Ken Shamrock the first time.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the early ones, but I didn't really start watching until I got that Moxie box that was open. UFC 50?
I went to UFC 48, 2004, maybe? Mandalay Bay.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. I watched Tim Sylvia break Frank Mir's forearm.
Wow.
And then I watched Ken Shamrock knocked
Fucking
Chemo
back then,
out.
you probably had good seats because.
Oh, dude, I had great
was
seats.
there 3,000 people there? Maybe,
I had great. Oh, dude, it wasn't very full.
Yeah.
It wasn't packed, that's for sure.
Not like it is now, where you couldn't get nowhere.
And I also saw GSP's first fight in the UFC as an undercard.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it was his first fight in the UFC. He was an undercard at UFC.
You bet against him?
I didn't bet then. I didn't even know who he was, but it was definitely the best fighter of the night. We were all like, dude, that guy was awesome. And I didn't remember it, and then, like, about 5 years ago, they were, I guess, right around UFC 100 on Yahoo, they did a countdown back all the way through UFC 1, and every, like, week they did a different segment on it. And when they did a segment on that, I looked at all the fights, and the first fight was GSP, and I was like, that was the guy that we all thought was badass. I'm like, I didn't remember who it was. I was wasted, and, it was 2000,
right. Yeah, I can remember watching him fight before he had the title, when he was working up.
Yeah.
A while ago.
He might be, was it his ACL or MCL he fucked up?
I thought it was his ACL.
I thought it was both.
It might have been.
I think it was just one, but I wonder if he's going to come back right from that.
I think he'll lose, personally.
I heard he's going back to Freddie Roach for a Condit fight.
I think he'll lose.
Carlos Condit, is he just waiting? Is he got a fight coming up? He's just waiting?
I think they're going to.
Though he did say, I think, that if it's too long, he might fight.
Yeah, but it should be November. It'll probably be December. I'd think the end of the year they'll do GSP.
Yeah.
Probably in
Canada.
Canada.
How long will it have been out for?
A year. 13 months, maybe. It was around November, I think, he fought last. Been a while.
How about in the last fights? Patrick Cote, he lost that decision to
Cung
Lee. And I thought
that was a close fight.
I
but
thought he
I
won
did
that
think
fight.
Cung Lee won.
You thought Cung Lee had won?
I thought Cung Lee won. It was close, though.
I thought Cote had won. He landed a lot of good combinations.
Boy, Cung Lee looked old, though.
Boy, Guillard looked good and even hit the ground a couple times with that guy. I was surprised.
He looked really conservative.
Did he win by decision?
Right, but I think he did. I
think it was.
missed part of it,
so
but
I can't remember.
He didn't look impressive to me.
But he didn't get submitted. That's fucking impressive. The guy's a third-degree black belt Maya's level, and a guy that just gets choked out by anybody didn't get submitted.
He tapped out to a neck crank against Miller. It wasn't even a choke. If you look at it, was a neck crank. He had his arm across his chin. It wasn't even on his neck.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's impressive. Then. So yeah, he did pretty good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that might be all the news.
Well, Ronda Rousey's fighting Sarah Kaufman in August.
And was naked in the ESPN issue. They didn't show it, but she was naked.
Hot.
She's got a nice butt.
Yeah, she looked hot.
A little too muscular for me, but
a little bit, but yeah, she looked hot.
I'd like to see her fight that Cyborg.
Yeah,
the manly chick. She'd whoop her.
Cyborg is she tested positive for steroids, so she'd be out.
Shocking.
She'd be out for a while.
She's a couple shots away from an Adam's apple.
You're going to look like fucking Hollister Overeem soon.
But
that's the size he was 10 years ago.
She's fighting Sarah Kaufman, who's primarily a striker, I believe.
Well, she eats some horse meat.
Yeah, I saw a picture of her. I thought it was Overeem from 2000. Horse meat and toilet paper. You remember seeing that little 18 video? All right, we'll get it go. All right, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for watching.